also, there is always budgeting for emergencies. We have what we call the Civil Contingency Fund, and the resources that resources, because there is a clear process of budgeting. Yeah. More than the Civil Contingency Fund. So the Deputy President was explaining to counties, even them, they also have the emergency funds that they should also be able to reallocate or replenish if at all they had used for various other emergencies, because emergencies is not just El Nino or the floods as we see. It could be a fire, it could be any other. The whole as a country, and that, but for sure, I want to assure you, Trevor Mbinja, we spent quite a number of resources around the El Nino, providing for food, non-food items, blankets, trying to reconstruct roads, quite a number of places, schools, and all of those water sources. So that. Putting into place policy, having a law is a work in progress that we all must come together, and also as Africa, and claim, our rightful role in terms of, having the effects of, other people's developments and what have you, so that then we are able to mitigate the effect when they affect, because it is highly disruptive. As we speak now, many children were not able to go to school. Many learners, as we speak now, transport has been disrupted. So it really changes the whole issue of the economy. Even when, for example, the economy had just started to recover, you can see our dollar had gone down, the cost of living, has gone down. Then all of a sudden this happens. That then is a very major cause for alarm, for us. So it is something that we really need to do together, so that then we are able to get it right. And of course, building on what we are already working on. Yes, please. I disagree totally, because we had a meeting on a school need by need basis. That was the position then, and it was good, because remember, we've just come from having challenges around the school calendar because of the COVID, and it's just normalized, I think, just recently. And then you now have this situation, but then what happened, because we had a system where schools could report to us using the education infrastructure and command chain, we got so many requests from across the country. Remember, it's 47 counties. And if you look, for example, at the statistics that I've given here today, already you can see out of the 66 today that have lost their life, we have 6 children. Now, if we have 60 adults now, it's because maybe there's limited movement. But then when children are going daily to school, when there are flash floods, when there are mudslides, when there are all of this, you are likely, to cause more harm. So it was good for that intervention to come very late, because it means it was not done carelessly. It was actually after a lot of consultations. Trevor, yes, we know. By the way, Trevor, better late than never. Because if today, for example, we had a whole school, a boarding school, for example, that was on the pathway of the water gully, the water from Kiambu that went all the way to my Mahiu, and then children were affected and we lost lives, we would be blaming the same government. So we would rather to be forewarned, we would rather take precautionary measures than come to regret later. I don't think, in my humble submission, Trevor, I don't think in my humble submission that the fact that was said late at night is anything to worry, because government can take action any time for the safety of fellow Kenyans. That is a caring government. No, it's not a question of the government knowing earlier. The government took action late to protect the lives and to ensure the safety in the best interest of the child as per the Children's Act. So it is lawful. Number 2, if already students are already in school and they are safe, then they can be accounted for by the administration, right? So they don't need to travel back again and be endangered. That is very, very important, because already you can now gauge and say, these are the people. But then those that are yet to travel, they can stay and wait, so that then we minimize this movement when obviously you can see. By the way, Trevor, you ask yourself why we've done so, because you are seeing part of this death toll that we are reporting. For example, the death toll was 54, but it increased to 70 because of an accident in Baringo. Now you've seen again what has happened in Tana River. Again, suppose also these are students and teachers that are moving across waters, and children are more vulnerable. Do you want to say that we don't just take any action? So it is very responsible what CS Ezekiel Machogo has done. No. We have already done so. There are about 8 prone areas as we speak, and we are taking measures to ensure that, because we are not just waiting. There are places that are prone, like in Muranga. That is very well known. There is also an incident that happened in the Goto in Kikuyu. So there are places that are known very well that give in to a lot of water, because then the aquifer cannot maintain water because of the El Nino and all of those kind of things that have been happening. So we already know that, and that's why we are advising, first and foremost, Trevor, my brother, so that then somebody can actually take action. So that kind of awareness, and we are very glad that the media has actually joined us in this awareness. In fact, they have actually given free, airtime, and that is a commitment they made on Friday when we were getting the brief. And also just to continue, ensuring that we have, those camps. They are 50. They may have increased, and we need to get the tally by tomorrow, so that people know where to go. So you don't just tell people to move to higher ground. You also tell them where to go. But also, even Kenyans just helping a fellow Kenyan here and there. Yes, in the spirit of patriotism. Thank you very much. We have gotten requests totaling to several billions. Now, the government, because of a limited resource envelope, has rationalized that budget, and it is estimated, as the Deputy President has correctly said, what we require for this emergency response is about 4 billion. So as and when, because that is a work in progress, because we may have estimated it now, but then tomorrow we require more or less, that will be ascertained, and the resources are not just distributed because they've been requested. Let me assure you. They are very well planned, because we do not have an abundance of resources. So therefore, we have more needs than actually what we can supply. Please get it right. And that then, therefore, is what ensures prudence, because we will say, for example, all of the 47 counties are affected. But then which are the neediest? And then we say it's 32. They are mudslide prone areas. Which ones are most affected? The 8. So that way, when you have a limited resource envelope, then there is prudence. Of course, we of course have very strong measures that any public official who misuses resources because of this emergency, then they are taking action. We have the ESCC, we have the DPP, and that then becomes a corruption case, a criminal case. And the president is very much on record about corruption. And I don't want to re-emphasize the issue of Mambo ni Matatu. So that is very clear. But this administration is very forthright. I don't think you have had, any scandal so far coming out of the El Nino emergency response. Just like, for example, sometimes you heard about COVID. This administration is very strict on how public resources are used. Yes. My brother Trevor, to respond to my fellow Kenyan there, I want to say, yes, they are there, and I'm telling you there are 50 camps already. Like in Nairobi, we have the 12 social halls. We have, in case of a situation exacerbating, we were actually thinking of taking one of the NYS barracks near Madari. So they are there. They are in name, and of course we will be advising. This is localized information that you can get according to where the area is affected. For example, today we are saying that you move to the girls' secondary school in Maimahio, which is a command center and also rescue center for the affected people who are homeless now in Maimahio. So it's very, very clear. Yes, they have been communicated to, and they will continue to be communicated. And Trevor, it's good to tell you that already we have actually toll-free numbers, so that when you do not know where to go, you can actually call and be assisted. And we have the affected right now, a number that somebody can actually call, so that then you do not get lost in the melee. That is very clear. And that is why, for example, we are doing daily briefings, so that then we keep on giving information. Then the national toll-free number is 0800 721 571. 0800 721 571. And the Nairobi one is 1508. These are very useful, so that then you can be assisted by the people who are manning the 24-hour operation, the National Disaster Operations Center, and my office of the government spokesperson, which is the National Government Communication Center.